Welcome to the Daily Whatever. I'm Lawrence Winterman.
I'm Dana Dubois. How's it going, everyone?
It's we're cutting it a bit fine this morning. We jumped on, immediately went live, and here we are in all of our glory.
Here we are, Lawrence. I'm a little dizzy this morning. So remember,
Oh,
yeah, it's just one of my things that I get when I'm burning the candle like at all the ends and in the middle. And that's all.
yeah, that's not good for candles. Not good for your candle to burn
It,
it at all the ends in the middle
it is.
simultaneously.
Oh, that's hot. It is not. So my apologies for being a little late today. Moving a little slowly, but I'm very happy to be here. Um, Oh, there's something on my glasses. Tell me something good, Lawrence. What's going on in your world?
Oh, tell me something good.
That's exactly I'm just cueing you for a song moment right there.
Yes, yes. You know at this point I can't resist the allusion to a lyric.
I know.
Um,
I'm into it.
yeah. Uh, God, something good. Why am I drawing a blank? I'm drawing a blank.
Because that's the way of the world. Tell me something catastrophically bad going on in the world.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah. Uh,
Saw a
I don't
big
know.
shooting
I
in New York
actually haven't been
City.
trying. I've been trying to not follow the news for like just the last day. I kind of got so overloaded on Epstein and Gaza simultaneously that I like just had to take a 24-hour sanity break. You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying. Um, I did see there was a big shooting in New York City, but I haven't had a chance to dive into that story yet.
Yeah,
Um,
I had the TV on yesterday as it was happening, and I turned up the volume to listen at one point, and literally, like, I had to immediately remute it because I was like, I can't right now. And I know that's not good. I know that like we need to stay
no.
engaged to the what's happening in the world, but yeah, like I think we've got to also preserve our sanity and our peace and take
Oh,
a
absolutely.
break at a moment for a moment.
If you're gonna sing and you say take a break, I'm gonna go full Hamilton.
I It
And,
crossed my mind.
take a break,
Right.
run away with us for the summer. Yeah.
Right.
No,
We could go upstate, take a break, take a break.
exactly. You have to take breaks. Like, I don't think you can stay engaged 24/7 without completely losing your mind. So, yes, take your breaks as you need them. That goes for you and for everyone else. Can I tell you a funny Hamilton side story?
I mean, always. Yeah, that's
So,
all you had to say. Funny Hamilton side story. Yes, in.
yeah. Um, so I went out to sing karaoke for my birthday Saturday night, which I think most of you on here know. And I have a wonderful friend named Alan. He's my other gay best friend. I haven't known him nearly as long as Lawrence, but he is a wonderful guy. Oh, come on.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Alan is great. And he's very good at karaoke. And one of well, I would say his like ultimate song that he can do is he has memorized every note and word to Satisfied from Hamilton, the hardest song in the play, right? And
Right.
Angelica's big moment. And he sings all the parts. So he got up and did Hamilton. He did Satisfied, and there were a bunch of us like right up in front singing along with him and just cheering him on as he nailed it. And so woman next to me was like, "Do you know him? And is he local?" And I was like, "Yes." And she's from some local theater company, and she was like there to recruit him to go be in her musical.
It is the musical Hamilton.
No, it's Young Frankenstein this year.
Oh, well, I mean, is there a satisfied moment in Young Frankenstein the musical?
I I don't know. I haven't seen Young Frankenstein, I yeah, since I was a kid, so I don't even remember being a musical. I
It
don't
wasn't a
I
musical.
don't
It's
think
just part of the musicalization of everything these days. Like
yeah,
Legally Blonde wasn't a musical, but somehow they turned it into one. Mean
you
Girls
know
weren't
you
a
know, I have a
musical.
yes, Heathers, Lawrence, Heathers.
Right. For fuck's sake. Heathers the musical, the antithesis of the movie Heathers.
Yes. I have a very big chip on my shoulder about, before Lin-Manuel Miranda came along, I was like, "There's nothing new under the sun. Musical is dead as a genre. It's just hacked, you know, hacked together from classic artists, loosely pulled together into a plot, or else making the plot of a movie into a musical." I have heard.
Okay, yes, but don't tell Sarah Bareilles that, because I think she's the case that disproves your theory, but your point is well taken.
Yeah,
Like Mamma Mia and Mamma Mia 2, like really you're just cobbling together ABBA songs into something that
I know.
vaguely resembles a plot. Okay.
My kids love the movie Mamma Mia, and I don't like it. I've seen it a number of times, and I just don't think it's a very good movie, and the songs are not as good as anywhere near as good as they are when ABBA sings them, so
Right.
it's introduced new generations to ABBA. I can't be mad about that, but otherwise,
Also, not Meryl Streep's finest acting moment.
they love her because of it, so I guess it was a smart
Well,
decision.
right. I mean, okay. I guess as long as your kids love Meryl Streep, then they are getting properly educated.
Right. Uh, Kat is asking, "Why aren't we doing the Rocky Horror Picture Show like we did in the '80s, where everyone jumps on the stage and does a part and gets dressed up?" Yeah, I don't know. I love Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Right. There you
Always
go,
have.
Kat. That's 80. That's what we're doing at 80 subscribers.
Oh my god, Lawrence, I would totally do the Time Warp for
I know you
80s.
would, but we couldn't do that. It's like 3 hours long, for fuck's sake.
Oh, no, of course not. I wish we could get everyone on, to do a perform like, it would be really funny to have everyone do the Time Warp.
Yeah. Again.
Um, again. Yes. I don't know how we could do that, but, speaking of which, I believe we're at 64 subscribers.
Before
We are
64.
making our way
Back to
towards
you, babe.
towards towards 70. So, um, that's the ice bucket challenge. I'm dreading that one, Lawrence. I have to tell you, I don't like ice cold water. It's very upsetting to me, but I'll do it. It it's kind of like the wet t-shirt challenge, I'm afraid, but, oh, yeah, we're also at 996 total subscribers, so we're about to
Right,
hit.
right. If just four more people plain old subscribe today, we get to 1,000. That's fun.
That's super fun. Um, Before we hop in and get talking about your story, yesterday, I feel like we started the day with a bunch of success stories, which was really fun, but we also shared what we think is some knowledge, right? Substack doesn't make it easy to figure things out
Right.
in terms of subscribers and check marks and what's happening when, and rising. We have a lot of folks in the whatevers who are rising alongside of us. You're number 2, Lawrence. I mean,
Well,
that's
today I'm number 3. I have fallen one
uh,
in the rankings. I feel like
who
Casey
who's
Kasem.
beating you? Casey.
Falling one in the rankings is Lawrence Winterman's science fiction.
Okay, but you're still a bronze. You're still, like,
I mean, I'm
on the
still in the
podium.
top 5, for fuck's sake. Like, when you go to the page and it shows you the top 5, I'm still there. Like, I'm not complaining. Like, by yeah, in no way am I complaining.
Yeah, because it's incredible. I, sorry, I'm trying to figure out where Gen Xie is, and it's I can't figure out where to see it. You can easier more easily than I can, but
Oh, where we are on the list?
yeah, because we were ranking for culture, which is so cool. But I thought sorry, I'm stammering. My story that went up yesterday about GLP-1s that we talked about yesterday is doing really well. Like, um, uh, let me see here. Where are we at?
We are 54 in
Culture.
rising in culture.
Yeah, so I'm not charting, so I think that my Gen Xie story is making Gen Xie rise this time instead of me. I don't know, but it's had, I think it's coming up on, like, 5,000 views in a day and 100 likes almost and 34 comments. So
Right. So
we're
you have a
like,
theory that getting your
yes, I have a th yes, here's my theory I wanna put out there. Let me come back to the chat because I wanna see, Kat's asking, "Where do you go to look for those rankings?" If you go to if you have one, you'll see it on your profile. but, you can only see Rising, I believe, on a laptop, not on your phone. Isn't that correct, Lawrence? Is there a way to see the rankings,
You can see
for
the
the
rankings on
Rising?
your phone. Yeah. So
Okay.
the easiest way to get there is just go to your homepage and then go to the very top and the gray little categories that show up across the top. Click on your category, and you should get the top 5 in Rising in whatever category on sort of the, I don't know, category page for that subject.
Oh, the bathroom guy just said, "Lawrence is not just a good writer, Lawrence is a freaking wizard with words,
I
LOL."
saw that. I saw that. And Jeannie said, "You're going to be fine, Lawrence. You're a good writer." And Bathrobe was like, "Not just good, a freaking wizard." So
Oh, yes,
thank
that's
you to both. I appreciate that.
that's so sweet. Um, I love that, but here's a theory that I have, and I wanna hear from any of you, who have gotten your check mark, which have we said yet, Lawrence, you got yours as well? I don't think we've said that here.
I think we said it yesterday.
Did we say it yesterday?
Yeah.
I'm a little foggy. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. That's where the dizziness comes from. It's all menopause. Um, so my theory is once you get a check mark, Substack surfaces your content more. And I wanna hear if you all agree with me because my story, um, is doing really, really well without crossing over into red pill land. I have 2 other stories that are beating it of, like, all time, um, and they no, actually 3, but 2 of those, it happened because I got yelled at a lot by a bunch of dudes who were very angry with me, and this story is e pretty universally getting positive, informative responses of people who are like, "I relate to this, I'm also dealing with this." So, I haven't had a story go this big this quickly, and I'm also noticing my notes are getting far more trafficked than they were 3 days ago or before, because usually I would post notes and sometimes literally no engagement at all or just very few people.
Yeah.
Even notes that I'm like, "I put some time into this one, I think it's kinda clever." Crickets. And the things that I posted yesterday, I was like, "Oh, they're getting, like, hundreds," or I think one of them even crossed 1,000 views, like, that's much bigger than I've ever seen them go.
Yeah.
I don't have, like Substack doesn't make it that easily to see all your data in aggregate, but I would love to hear if anyone else has experienced the same thing of, I got a check mark and I noticed everything got elevated. Um,
Yeah.
Robin is saying engagement bait pushes stories into the algorithm, and you had your sub drive going on, and getting paid subs means Substack shows your work to more people. I think the check mark was a coincidence. And Nick is saying, I saw a lot of your notes yesterday, Dana. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, so Robin, I would buy that. Like that makes really good sense. And also, I would, if I were a product manager, right, who was helping to design Substack, I would build in some kind of boost at each checkmark level so that, like if I know that you're a purple checkmark, I know that like you're doing something right. And I want more people to see you because obviously you know how to write good stuff and drive engagement, right? And so I would imagine that at each checkmark level, there is some kind of, reward in the algorithm that helps boost your visibility because it would make sense. Like if you're Substack, you want to drive massive, massive engagement. You want
Right.
people addicted to the algo, which we are. And the way to do that would be to reward your best people. It's I'm sure it's an 80-20 thing, right? Like 20% of the people drive 80% of the engagement. And here you have check marks to literally show who those 20% are. So if I was betting, I would bet that there is something. But I also think that what Robin is saying is spot on as well, which is, you know, engagement drives engagement, begets more engagement.
Yes. 100%. Yeah, I think there's probably truth to both. I don't know. It feels really nice to have stories be seen
Mhm.
because I think all of us as we have been new have struggled with but I wrote something so clever and then no one sees it. So,
Yeah. Robin says
um
check marks have nothing to do with engagement, though, which is 100% true. but my
They
theory of the
signal
case
something.
is they do indicate that you're good at building an audience, right? And so I would think that if I had to bet, I would bet that it was somehow baked in there. Maybe it's not huge, but I think maybe it's a little bit of a thumb on the scale, probably for each check mark level. Because
Thumb
you're
on the
getting
scale,
rewarded for building,
Lawrence.
huh?
I said thumb on the scale. You're getting all like corporate metaphor on me. I like it. Oh,
The,
it's good.
yeah,
I dig it. And I think you're right. What's up? Do you want to come on camera? No. Kira says, no, I do not want to come on
right.
camera.
Not today, Mom.
Okay. Oh, you're so cute. My living room is kind of put back together. So now she's on the couch. That the bed in my living room is now down back in the basement where it belongs because she's healed, which is also very good. We haven't really fully talked about that. Um, oh man, Lawrence, I just opened your Substack, lwinner.amazon.substack.com, and you have this beautiful image here. Did you just make this?
I did. So I think Robin told
Yes.
us that
Yeah, the
about
new
the
heroes.
banners at the top of profile pages like last week or
Mhm.
2 weeks ago. And yeah, I was like, oh, shit, yeah, I'm going to make a banner. I can make one for you if you want to. I
Uh,
like to make one for Gen Xe.
you should make one for Gen XE first, but I might take you up on that. I'm not sure what I would want to put in my personal one, but in our Gen XE one, make sure you find some embarrassing childhood photos of us.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, I'm not sure those would scan like when you see the banner on mobile, like it's just a hint of a thing. So you really I don't know, you really need to think about the information that you want to convey in your banner.
yes, we'll have to think about what we want to put in there, but definitely want some photos of us.
Yes. Although I'm not sure the banner is the best place to show that. But yes.
No? I like the banners that are collages like yours is.
Um well, mine is only a collage of two things, and I figured that was even pushing it.
Is it? It looks like a collage of
Oh, that's not a big that's a pinned story.
oh, that's a pin story. That's what I'm looking at. Okay. Well, the
Yes.
pin story looks real cool, the image that you used for that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I realized that I didn't have anything on there that was like really welcoming and explaining Lawrence Winterman's
Mhm.
science fiction. And so I just wrote a story that's essentially like, hey, here's me and the things that here's the science fiction that I write. And then I figured I would do a collagey thing because we had been talking about collages
Yeah.
in pin stories a couple days ago, a day ago, whenever that was.
Yeah.
And so I figured I would replicate that. We do need to do that for Gen Xe after the pledge drive is over.
We do. And yeah, we need to if we we left in so quickly, Lawrence, we're just still missing some really foundational like stuff. We have an introducing us article, but I think we could do better at explaining. You kind of hit our page and you're like, "Whoa, what is all this stuff?" But it's all about our friendship and all the things we think are important. And well, let's not go into all of that now. We've got some stories or a story of yours that we're going to talk about today. Um, and I'm really excited because that means it's almost story time that you're going to be reading to us today.
Yeah. I feel really selfish. Is that the right? I don't know. So yesterday, Nick and Wendy were kind enough to invite me on their show. And it was a book talk episode. And basically they were interviewing me about the book and my process and all of that.
Mhm.
And it was so fun and so great to just talk about what I've been doing all these years, writing the book, and and to have it appreciated and get some really good questions about it. So I feel spoiled that I get to talk about it again today.
Oh, good. You should be spoiled. Bye. Have a great day, sweetie. Love you. I love her. Okay. You deserve to be spoiled, Lawrence. You've worked your ass off on this book for years.
Oh, thank
You've been toiling in anonymity.
you.
And here we go. It's time for people to know about these characters who have been beloved in your mind for so long. And Yeah, delightfully, it's time for us to get to hear you read about your story. Is it okay if we start by having you do a reading? And I will introduce by saying that this is chapter 3 that we are reading, correct?
Yes, this is chapter 3. And so in this chapter, we're meeting our final main character, Jackie.
Jackie. Don't we have wait, hold on, I'm looking at your page here. Oh, right. Chapter 4 repeats back to Sharon. That's why I was confused. I was like, "No, I see another named one."
Yeah. Chapter, yes. There's the interstitial for Cascadia, and then it starts repeating the main point of view characters. Yes.
Hi again, sweetie. Here we go. I'm gonna put a link here so that folks can read along. And for those of you just joining, I see a few new folks popping in. We're here today. We're gathered here today to talk about Lawrence's serialized science fiction novel, and chapter 3 is going to be introducing Jackie, a new character, and Lawrence is going to read the chapter to us, and then we will have a quick discussion where we can all ask questions. So,
Yeah. Thanks.
um, are
So
you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready. I want to say, if you go to the page, you'll see there's an image. This is AI. I had Midjourney create an image of Jackie, and when it came out, when it produced the result, I was like, "Oh fuck, that's Jackie." Like that's yes. This is who's been in my head all of these years. The one thing I'll say about it is her left hand looks a bit like a tarantula, which once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. But yeah. So that's Jackie, dressed to the nines, because she's very elegant, uh, working on her laptop in a coffee house in 2041. So
Wow.
um,
I have to say, Lawrence, like, I have my bones to pick about AI, but like, what an amazing thing it can do to be like, this person's been in my head, and then there's that
yeah,
person.
yeah. I mean, I tailored the prompt, and of course, it gives you four, and then and three of them, I was like, no, and then I saw her, and I was like, oh my god, yes, that's Jackie. So
I love it. Jump on in.
all right, here we go. Jackie, October 2041, Seattle, Tahoma, Free Republic of Cascadia. Jackie Lennox is gazing out the window, through the narrow band between the tatty sheer and the blackout curtain that casts half of her face in shadow, despite the bright autumn afternoon sun. A sluggish breeze shifts the fabric slightly, but it's not enough to pull her out of her rumination as her friend rambles on in an imperious lecture. And that's why you can't date sissies, Jackie, says the other woman, sitting across from her at the end of the threadbare old sofa. Jackie looks up, not because she had heard what her friend had said, but because the tone of the words pulls her out of the cycle of thought she's been momentarily lost in. Jackie feels disgruntlement grow inside her as the meaning of Shan's statement begins to sink in. She focuses on her friend, eyes narrowed. What did you say? Shan Hollick is one of Jackie's oldest friends in Seattle, and her obvious go-to for solace after she had kicked her boyfriend Henry out. Shan is looking at her, perched on the far end of the sofa, an illegal Confederate cigarette between the splayed fingers of one hand, the other hand crossed across her rhinestone chest. She's wearing a gold vintage McQueen knockoff that Jackie knows is one of her favorites, but which, to Jackie's mind, makes Shan look like a giant banana. Her friend is a tall, elegant woman who discovered her gender through drag. And this, Jackie thinks, is why she's dressed about 3 degrees more flamboyantly than anyone else would be for an evening in consoling a heartbroken friend. Jackie loves her own carefully curated fashion, but Shan is a true clothes horse, the kind of person who dresses to the nines to do laundry and then changes clothes halfway through just because she can. Shan leans in, the completely unnecessary, vivid yellow feather fascinator in her hair, bobbing as she does so, and puts a friendly hand on Jackie's foot as if forcing her to pay attention this time. Jackie, I know you don't like me saying it, but I just really think that dating straight guys is bullshit. Fuck, you know me. I think dating cis people is confusing as hell. You'll get over Henry because, come on, he was a dick. She says this with a knowing shake of her head, emphasizing her delivery of the truth. She pauses for effect and then adds, but whoever is next, you need to stay in the tribe. Shan squeezes her ankle like a doctor consoling after injecting a vaccine, and then leans back, casting an appraising glance at Jackie as if she can measure how deeply the words have sunk in. Jackie idly wonders if the person Shan is alluding to being next is in fact Shan herself. Shan was one of the first people Jackie had met years ago when she'd been a teenage refugee from Deseret into the Free Republic of Cascadia. They'd been as close as sisters from the start, and while Jackie loves Shan with a fierce dedication, there's never been anything but friendship between them. Regardless, even if a relationship were something Shan was interested in, Jackie just doesn't feel any kind of spark. So as far as Jackie is concerned, the idea is a complete non-starter. What are you thinking? Shan asks her, trying to read her expression. Jackie sighs, not ready or willing to move the conversation into more awkward territory of boundary setting with her closest ally. While Shan is her dearest and oldest friend, she's a Leo, which, by her astrological proclamations to Jackie, means she also happens to be something of an attention hog. Right now, Jackie can't handle the idea of having to shift into support mode to handle Shan's feelings. She still needs to vent, and there are some deep emotional conversations that she could do without for the moment. And as much as she hates Shan's use of the old-fashioned term cis instead of non-trans, she also doesn't want to rehash a recurring argument that once had them yelling at each other about chirality and chemical enantiomers, and which had resulted in a thrown milkshake and 2 months of not talking. She shudders a little at the memory, smiles to herself, and pushes past the sudden craving for a strawberry milkshake from the ancient but beloved burger joint down the street. So you really think Henry was a dick? She asks, a much safer topic. She leans back and drapes one arm across the back of the sofa, signaling that she's willing to hear more hard truths, or at least to let Shan tell her some hard truths and not reject them out of hand. Shan groans, leans forward, and beats an overstuffed burgundy jacquard pillow with amplified melodrama. Oh my God, Jackie, he was such a dick. He treated you like an asshole all the time. All of the time. She stops hitting the cushion and looks up at Jackie. You know this, right? You have to be aware that he did not treat you the way you deserve to be treated. Jackie grunts and her shoulders slump a bit, because what Shan's saying isn't wrong. She does have to admit, as much as she dislikes the implication, it isn't completely wrong. She sighs, a defeated and weakly implosive sound, like an old balloon being popped, surprising herself at the sudden release of tension. I know, he could totally be an ass, but he could also be so sweet. He'd do little things for me to show me that he loved me, like get up early to make tea and bring it to me in bed. She looks across at Shan with a hopeful expression on her face. Shan gives her a short nod and then snorts in laughter. That's it? He made you tea? I, your best friend in the entire damn world, am supposed to feel bad that you broke up with him because sometimes he made you tea? Jackie can't help but smile, and she knows this battle is lost. The full weight of what she'd been avoiding looking at settles on her. All of the small fights and the big ones. All the days she walked around Henry on eggshells, hoping not to set off his flares of anger. She knows she's better off and that she's done the right thing, but God damn it, she's going to miss the physical comfort of him. Not just that his body was to die for, but that simply being held by him felt so right in so many ways. And the sex. She shakes her head at herself. A laugh bursts out of Jackie, a great honking thing that could stop traffic. Shan looks at her with wide eyes. What's so funny? Shan asks. Jackie groans again and hides her face behind her hands, peeking out at her friend. But the sex with him was so good. She moans this confession, like it hurts her to say it, and like she's begging for it anyway. Shan picks up the throw pillow and, true to its name, throws it at her. Jackie bursts into laughter again, and Shan shakes her head. I know, it's not worth staying for, but god damn it, why can't I find, like, a really nice guy with a hot bod and a great cock who treats me well and, fucks me right? Jackie shakes her fist in the air as if railing against the golden gates of heaven in a righteous holy war. Shan laughs and then shakes her head, puts on a serious face, slumps forward a bit and puts her hand on Jackie's foot again. Jacqueline Ann Lennox, dream the impossible dream. You know why. We're trans, and even in 2041, she looks at her wrist as if her jeweled bracelet is a watch telling her the year and not the time. In the middle of Seattle fucking Freakistan Cascadia, progressive capital of the universe, and still, not everyone gets what it's like. Jackie sits back and thinks. She's heard this line of reasoning before from many of her friends. She's even said it herself from time to time. But in this case, it isn't the right answer. Not completely. Yeah, honestly, it wasn't that. You know what it was? It was the gigantic error in translation between the words non-monogamous and polyamorous and how to manage that. Jackie gives a short, sharp laugh. It was literally like we were speaking different languages sometimes, or the same language, but all the semiotics and semantics of meaning in the words were different. Jackie is contorting her gloved fingers, trying to make her hands smash together, illustrating puzzle pieces that just don't fit, but looking like satin doves caught in a grotesque circus act. Shan shakes her head and holds up one hand in surrender. Okay, I get it, but Jesus, Jackie, please roll back with words like semiotics and shit. Semiotics, Jackie corrects before she can stop herself. Whatever, says Shan. I think I'm going to stop there.
Oh, I thought you were reading the whole story.
Oh, gosh.
Oh. You don't have very much more to go.
Well, okay, I'll finish this part.
Okay.
Whatever, says Shan. Then, changing the topic, she adds, so what about work? Arachnio voted you out 2 months ago and you haven't found anything yet. And this is the other thing consuming Jackie's thoughts. She knows in her bones she did the right thing, whistleblowing on what she had discovered in the deep code of her company's algorithm. But that rightness hadn't prevented her from being voted out by the rest of the team in the small employee-owned Mondragon-style startup she'd been part of for the last 2 years. She sighs and draws a finger unconsciously across her brow and flicks it, as if trying to wipe the memories from her mind. Years of fending for herself in desperate situations has taught her to be frugal to the point of stinginess, so she has money socked away. But it isn't in infinite supply, and the same fiscal habits hammer on the doors of her worry at night as she tries to sleep. A stomach that has known true hunger never rests easy again, she thinks. Besides, she's a software engineer, a damn good one. Her hands are wonders on the keyboard, damaged or not, channeling the genius of her code into existence to do good in the world. Sitting around and surfing Cascadia Net and the local dataverse isn't the same as building something that matters, which is what she thought she'd been doing at Arachnio. That's not true, she replies. I've taken some free-range gigs. Nothing big, but things that have at least a little money coming in. Shan snorts a laugh. Jackie, I know you. If you're not working on the next big thing, you aren't happy. And ranging is great. We both know plenty of people working the gigs. but you need something more permanent, something worthy of that gigantic brain of yours. Jackie smiles, a genuine smile, at her friend. Shan may be a handful at times, but something is reassuring about being seen so completely by someone. It's why Jackie knew she had to come here to process her breakup with Henry. In all the world, maybe only Shan can understand her conflicting emotions. Look, I know some people in recruiting at People Power and Digicent. I can make some calls and hook you up. Shan flashes Jackie her 1,000-watt smile, as if the force of her gleaming teeth can make Jackie agree. Jackie sighs, gently twisting at the corners of the throw pillow as she mulls the offer over in her mind, already knowing that she has to say yes, as much to mollify Shan as because she does need a full-time job. She nods and smiles at her pushy, outrageous, beloved friend. Hallelujah! Mother Stannon has saved the day once again, Shan declares, standing up and reaching out her hand to Jackie. Now come on, let's go get some takeout Thai food from the place down by the thing, and come back here and have a girls' night in. It's not a question, it's a command, and Jackie is happy to comply, feeling her spirits lift at the thought. She takes Shan's outstretched hand and stands, her worry falling away for a moment as she contemplates the impending joy of the best Yuba Pad See Ew she's ever had. Do I keep
Cute.
going? Or is it on there?
I think we're all kind of mesmerized. We could do it by vote. Are we
Why don't
ready to
we?
talk about the story or to keep going, to have Lawrence finish reading? We have a bit of time, but it depends how much you would like to talk about it. If you read the rest, we'll have very little time for discussion, I think.
That is true.
Okay, so let's pause there. Y'all will have to go back and read the rest because that seemed like a natural stopping point, and we're just about look like 75-80% done introducing Jackie as a character.
Yep.
My first thought when I first read it and hearing you read it now, Lawrence, is, oh, this is like us in Seattle. Like it just feels very familiar, except for the whole trans part, but details. Why'd you put the whole thing in there blasting Leos? Because I almost spit my tea out as you were reading it.
Why do you think, my leonine friend?
This character's not me, is it? I know you
She's
had said you
Leo,
weren't.
lady. She's partly you. You
I
show up
just
multiple places in the book. You're the neighbor living next to Sharon and Matilda in Ballard, and yeah, there's a little bit of Shan in you.
Oh my gosh, really? Or there's a little bit of me and Shan, I think, or maybe both. I don't know.
Or right, or both. Yeah.
I
Yeah, I mean, like, did I explicitly think of you when I was writing Shan? Not exactly, but when I was thinking about the kind of person that Shan is and like what astrological sign she is, I was like, oh, she's a Leo, 100%.
She totally reads like a Leo.
Yeah, like no doubt. Which is fabulous. And I have very good Leo friends. My ex-husband and my current boyfriend are Leos. I clearly like Leos. I like divas, I've said this before. I am attracted. I'm a gay man who is deeply attracted to divas. And so
Regardless of gender.
right,
Just divas.
regardless of gender, yes. I love me the diva. So
And I am a Leo woman who is deeply drawn to, mercurial artistic Pisces types.
right.
So,
Well, I mean, we know this astrologically that Pisces
yes.
serves Leo energetically. Um, we get something out of the equation. It's nice to be seen by a bright, shiny object. So,
Is that all I am to you, Lawrence? A bright, shiny object.
I mean, sweetie, it's taken me 45 years, but
I can live with that. I can be your bright, shiny object. Um, so many questions here. So when I say it feels very familiar, it also like the departure from your for other first two chapters feels stark to me. I don't know if it will to others. That there's a sense of desperation about the others where this is like two gals chatting about heartbreak. Is it by design? Is Jackie a lighter character?
Absolutely. Yeah. So, Jackie's I have Jackie's entire character arc in my head, right? Like Jackie will know hardship at some point in the future, but for this moment where I'm introducing Jackie at the beginning of the book,
Mhm.
her early character arc is, yes, it is lighter. She is I mean, it almost makes me wish I'd read the second half of it because it kind of a little bit explains. Jackie's going to be involved in the big technological innovation that is sort of um, the other theme of the book. Like there's two major themes of the book, basically. Like one is, the world has been shattered and people in these various new nations are coping, managing to kind of eke their life out and cope in some way or another. And then the other big theme is an amazing new technology gets invented, something that is, uh, absolutely revolutionary, transformational, and worth fighting a war over. And
Okay.
Jackie represents sort of that, at least in the beginning, kind of hopeful element of new things being invented.
That's great. It also seems like maybe Seattle is faring better than Cascadia in general, this part of the country is faring better. You mentioned she's immigrated there. This is
Yep.
where this is obvious knowing the US as I know it, this is the liberal haven. This is where
Oh yeah, yeah. So
everyone goes.
Cascadia, I'm very transparently painting Cascadia as like the liberal paradise, and it's not without its flaws. Like it has flaws and it has challenges. It is not the so it is doing well economically, but it's not the dominant economic power on the continent. That's California. And so it's in a bit of we don't know this yet in the book, but I illustrate it in later chapters. Cascadia is in a bit of a like quasi abusive frenemy relationship with California, right? So
Ah, okay.
California needs Cascadia's water, Cascadia needs California's cash,
Mhm.
and they're ostensibly allies, but that is, there's tension between them because their interests are diverging.
I see. Okay, that fits. I mean, Washington, I feel like never quite gets credit for the things that we do because then there's California, like Marsha,
Right,
just south of us doing it
right.
bigger.
Cascadia is the Gen X of all of the new nations on the
Oh,
North American continent.
that's perfect. I love that. I kind of hate that it's 2041 and it's still like, why is my boyfriend being such a jerk? Like the whole line that you said about the super sweet guy with the great cock who also my kids home, I'm gonna not say that too loudly. I was like, "Same, girl," like,
Right.
and
No,
Brandon
I
made
mean, when I
too,
was
like,
writing that, I
"It's
was
the
like,
dream we all dream of."
preach it, Jackie. Like
Yeah,
that's what I wanted. Like
yes, always.
absolutely. By my way of thinking, the human condition has not changed.
Mhm.
Uh, you know, it's years in the future, but things aren't that different. It's not like relationships are suddenly great across the board.
No, no, times of trouble don't tend to make that better. RV Hughes is asking, "Are there maps of the countries in your work? Cascadia, California." Is that in the interstitial page, Lawrence?
Oh, oh,
I
RV.
know that there are.
you have no idea. Yes,
Yeah.
there are maps. There are maps upon maps. There's a map of all of North America showing the countries. There are individual country maps showing capital cities and state capitals. Yeah, there are flags. There's entire like vexillological theory on why the flags look the way they do. Um, yes,
Anthems, don't forget anthems, Lawrence.
they're right. There's the Cascadia National
Hurricane.
Anthem. You know, it's I've put a little work into building out this world. I mean, actually, that's a topic that I get really excited about. I think It's interesting. Like in science fiction and fantasy, they're kind of two camps. One
Right.
that is very big on world building, and the other that's like, oh, like why waste time world building when that stuff doesn't appear on the page? Just write your story. And my contention as somebody who's deeply into world building is that world building is necessary it because the world, the shape of the world, like literally the geography, the culture, the climate, the everything shapes your character and your story.
Yeah.
And I think particularly in the case of this story, each of the different nations has its own character that is different from the original United States. That I mean, Cascadia is sort of itself, but bigger. I mean, I think that's actually the case in all of them. That I take sort of the initial starting conditions of each of the regions of the country and kind of turn it into, what is a plausible and sort of logical conclusion? If this region of the country was its own country, what would they do? What would they take to the extremes? So
Completely makes sense.
yeah,
Um, keep going, sorry.
that's it.
Okay. Um, and as we've spoken about at length before, you're seeing a lot of this kind of come to life ahead of your book being completed and released. What's the most is there anything that's like the most striking thing about Cascadia that's come to life that's in your story? I don't know that there would be. I'm trying to think from what I've read so far, if there's a like, oh my God, and that already happened in real life. We don't have a lot of that here. That's more at the national level.
Yeah, I guess the thing that I would say, it's not like this has come to life, so that, I wouldn't put it that way, but the idea of Cascadia is that it's the country that at the time of uh, the flash, the crash, and the smash, the catastrophes that basically like change everything. Cascadia is the country that's like, oh fuck, give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. Everyone come here. Like if you don't feel safe in the new Confederacy, come here. If you're feeling persecuted in Heartland, come here. Um, and so I feel like that is sort of true to the Pacific Northwest character. And I think maybe the sanctuary city movement, I guess I would say the sanctuary city movement is a thing that's happened in the last 12 years that has sort of mirrored kind of what I was writing. I didn't say sanctuary city, but I kind of imagine Cascadia as the sanctuary place where everyone was
Mhm.
welcome. That, this deeper in the book as well. But, even so in my world, like the Middle East doesn't exist anymore, right? Part of the catastrophes is that there was a limited nuclear exchange in the Middle East, Israel, Saudi Arabia, like those places just don't exist anymore. And in the run up to that, I imagine that was an influx of people from those regions, fleeing to the United States, which was in the middle of pulling itself apart, and a lot of those people ended up in Cascadia because it was sort of the we don't care, just get here, we'll figure out how to feed everybody tomorrow kind of thing.
Excuse me. Not completely. Yeah, that would be here. I think. I think. You know, it can go in liberal areas where we're like accepting, except not in my backyard, but
Right.
there is a
Right. Well,
strict
accepting,
overtone.
and then you're like, oh crap, but now we have like a billion homeless people here, and
Yeah,
we didn't think about that, and how do we deal with it? So
yeah.
I'm imagining Cascadia as a country that tries to do the right thing and also um really struggles, right, with the consequences. So you kind of find out about this in the next chapter, but like inflation is out of control in Cascadia because basically for the last 20 years they've kind of like gone all in on Keynesian economics, and they have done every big public works project that you can think of. They're building a new capital city, for fuck's sake.
Wow.
Like spending billions and billions of dollars and hundreds of billions. And and it has goosed the economy, right? There are jobs and people are working, and there's a decent quality of life. but but lunch costs you $500, right? Because
500, who knows at this point?
well,
Sure.
right. I mean, like when we were kids, lunch cost you $5, right? And now lunch costs you 20. And I was kind of like, all right, it's basically 20 years in the future in an economy that's, inflationary because they're pumping all of this money for big public works projects into the economy. What does that mean? Well, it means that lunch costs you $500. And that sort of feels normal, like people are pinched. People, like nobody feels like they've got enough money in Cascadia, but basically most people are fed and most people are housed and most people are, taken care of in some way. But
Good.
yeah,
Go
go ahead.
us.
Right.
There's one line here that really jumped off the screen, that I wanted to ask you to click into. These are you immediately know the one character is trans, and then Shan, and then you realize halfway through that Jackie is as well. But you don't realize it's revealed. But you say this, and as much. Oh, sorry, I've got a dry throat today. And as much as she hates Shan's use of the old-fashioned term cis instead of non-trans, she also doesn't want to dot 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 dot. Can you click into that? The old-fashioned term of cis instead of non-trans.
It's 20 years in the future.
Is trans now the dominant, like more people are trans than not? Is that
No,
what you're
no,
setting up?
no.
What
It's
are
just
you
that language changes, right, over 20 years, and language especially changes in younger generations. And when I wrote this, I don't know kind of the current state of things, but when I wrote this, there was actually a thought in the trans community. This was several years ago at this point, that maybe cis is starting to sound kind of derogatory. And oh my god, my computer just completely crashed. Okay, well, anyway,
Wing it. We
um,
only have a few minutes left, so
yeah, it means you got to catch the chat today for sure because I
yes.
just lost it. Um, yeah, so I was trying to like play around with things. So it's not that more people are trans. I think, as percentage of population, things are basically the same, right? Although Cascadia is a safer place for trans people to exist. It's just that, um, you know, in this world, saying cis has maybe become a little pejorative. And so
Okay.
the more politically correct thing to say for them is non-trans. Um, that's all. I'm just trying to illustrate some changing language.
Okay, that makes sense, and it that it's in the introduction and it's called out in such a way, I was like, "Oh, what is this foreshadowing?" So just, um, it would be very Northwest to be like, we don't say homeless, we say unhoused."
Right.
You always have to be very
Right.
on top of what the latest language is, so that,
Yeah. And I just like as I was writing it, I had this vision of the two of them spatting over something dumb, like, cis versus non-trans, and, then talking about enantiomers and chirality and, like getting so mad that they threw a strawberry, one of them throws a strawberry milkshake at the other, and then they don't talk for 2 months. And
right.
then they get,
It's
then they reconnect and they're like, oh God, that was dumb, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Why'd you throw that strawberry milkshake at me? I
the
don't know, but
perfectly
now I
good
want
strawberry
strawberry
milkshake,
milkshakes. Let's go get one.
uh, clearly from Dick's, right?
Of course, from Dick's.
Okay.
Absolutely.
The beloved
That
burger
was
joint is
100%.
yeah,
Yes, you've
anyone from
nailed it in
Seattle.
one.
So Dick's still exists in 2041.
Oh my God, Dick's is never going to go away. Dick's still
It is
exists. They're still paying better than minimum wage. You know,
yes.
everything is far more expensive because beef and blah blah blah. But sure, Dick's still exists.
For those of you not in Seattle, Dick's is, like a just a local fast food place, and it's very simple. There's, like, 4 ways of getting your burger, and that's it. You don't
Right?
ask for substitutes, then there's fries, and there's milkshakes and ice cream.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
and the milkshakes are to die for. They're so good.
To
They're
die
really good.
for. Nick is making jokes about Bag of Dicks in
Yes,
Seattle. Oh
exactly.
well, Nick lived there, right? In Seattle, when you say go eat a Bag of Dicks, you're literally
It's
telling somebody to go to Dick's Drive-In and get a burger.
Now I want a cheeseburger and a chocolate shake.
Exactly. See,
Yes,
and as soon as you talk about them,
it's so
you
good.
crave them.
I know, and also, yes, they do pay really well. I think they just had a sign up. It's like $23 an hour to work at Dick's, plus they give college tuition scholarships. So I am like, "Hey, kid, maybe you wanna go flip burgers, and then bring some home," which would be delicious. There was one other thing I got Fusen wrote, "Lawrence is playing out what all trans people want to do, and that clearly is to make everyone trans. I have a transition machine in my home, and we're reeling people in by the hundreds."
Nice. Yes. Fusen, you're
As
not supposed to give away the plot.
no, shh,
Don't don't let the red pilled MAGA people hear that. That's exactly what they suspect.
oh my
That's part of the
gosh.
gay agenda, right? We're turning everyone gay and or trans.
And you're writing books about it, you
Right. And we're
monster.
writing books about it. And yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
one final question about the Jackie chapter, and then we're gonna have to go because 'cause it'll be, top of the hour. Jacqueline Ann Lennox. Did you name her after the lead singer of the Eurythmics solo
Duh.
artist, Annie Lennox, and why? Why Annie Lennox?
Um, well, so obviously, Jackie discovers herself, right? Jackie is trans, and when I was writing Jackie, I was very, very, very cognizant of I want to write her as a fully realized human. She isn't just trans. She is a person in fully fleshed out of vast interests, and I really didn't want her to come across on the page as just a one note character in any way. And one of the things that is important, Jackie's incredibly, incredibly into music. And she loves Beethoven and Bach, just like me. I mean, Jackie's me. Jackie's the trans version of me, basically. Um, and so I imagined as I was writing her a scene as she is finally coming out to herself as trans, that she is inspired by, um, at this point for her in the future, an old Annie Lennox album, right? And she's listening to that when she kind of has her moment of like, fuck, God damn it. Yes, I'm a woman. I'm trans. This is it. And that sort of out of that, her twin sort of inspirations, I think, are, uh, Jackie Kennedy, from the
Mhm.
fashion sense, and Annie Lennox musically. And so her name is a representation of her idols in a way.
I love that. Yeah, I have do you remember her song "Why"? I'm sure you do, but I have Annie
Oh
Lennox,
yeah, yeah.
"Why?"
That is the song that I imagined that Jackie was listening to when she, kind of had her moment.
Her light bulb moment.
Yeah, like, she's feeling like why me, why? And she's listening to that song and then has like her sort of breakthrough epiphany of like, God damn it, I don't know why, but fuck it, this is who I am. I just have to live. I just have to go full time and live my life.
Okay. That's beautiful. Annie Lennox, I feel like doesn't quite I mean, she's obviously celebrated and recognized, but, not quite as, like, iconic as she should be, so
Right, right. Like, Annie Lennox doesn't really, get her flowers the way some other people do. And, and I wanted, the music is so, you haven't seen it yet, but music is so, so integral to this book because it's hugely important to Jake and it's hugely important to Jackie. And if they ever meet,
what would ever happen there?
mm,
Something to look forward to.
mhm,
Alright. I can't believe it, but another hour has gone by
yes,
with you and me and all of you in the chat. Thank you for joining us today. As ever, Lawrence, um, thank you for sharing your work with us. It's beautiful. Chapter 4 is up. We will talk about it, I'm not sure when, but next week,
probably
yes.
next week sometime. And yeah, chapter 4 is up and chapter 5 is coming this next weekend. Y'all, I'm getting it out there, and I so appreciate the chance to talk about it and share it with everyone. Thank you for your love and support, and for kind of welcoming these characters. It's really important to me, and it's amazing to get to finally share them.
Excellent. So I'm having a side conversation with Wendy here about art. She was asking what's behind me.
Oh, nice, Yoshi.
Um, there. Thanks, Wendy. I said it and wrote it at the same time. Thanks to all of you. Um, you're all wonderful. I hope you all have wonderful days, and we will see you tomorrow with Dr. Amber Hall, which is going to be a great conversation.
Yes.
Do not miss it. Yes. Till then,
All right.
love you, mean it.
Love you. Mean it. Bye.
Bye.
Mwah. Mwah.